guys, welcome to our maths lesson. Now we are moving away from our multiplication and division and we are going on to our measurements and length. So our LA today, we're going to be looking at the area of a shape. And our success criteria is I want us to be able to count the squares, to be able to use multiplication to work out the answer, and also to write the unit of measurement after my answer. So again, our LA to identify the area of a shape, and we have got a starter here. Now our starter, we have already done some work before on measurement, and we have looked at the perimeter. So our starter today is I want you to find the perimeter of this square just here. So remember, with our perimeter, we need to find out the length of these four sides and then add them up. And then remember to put your measurement after the answer. Give that a go, guys, and we can see whether you get the right answer. Okay, pause. Okay. So the perimeter, well, this I can tell is a completely equal square because I've got 4 squares here, 4 squares here, 4 squares here, and 4 squares here. So that means each of these must represent 1 centimetre. So I know that if this side is 4 centimetres, I know that this side must be 4 centimetres, this side must also be 4 centimetres, and this side must also be. So then to find out the perimeter, I then add up my 4 sides, so 4, I'll line that 4 multiplied by 4 is 16 centimetres, and you must always remember to put your centimetres after the answer. So that is how we work out the perimeter. But remember, this time we are focusing on the area. So what does the area mean? Well, the area is a measure of how much space there is on a surface, or maybe inside of a square. So for example, the perimeter of this square here is the outside, but the area we want to find is the inside of this square. And the area is measured in square units. So don't worry, I'll show you exactly what I mean. So for example, this square has the sides that are 5 centimetres in length. So you can see it's got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimetres here, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 centimetres here. So to find the area of the square, we could count the squares. So we could go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, and so on. Or a quicker way is to multiply the lengths of the 2 sides. So our 2 sides that have been given to us is 5 centimetres and 5 centimetres. So I could do my sum down here. 5 times 5, well, no, 5 times 5 is 25. Remember that we need to write the correct unit of measurement, which is centimetres squared. So you can see here, I've got 25 centimetres, and I put my little squared up here. So I'll write it again just up here just to make sure. So it's centimetres, and then I put a small little 2, almost like an apostrophe, a small little 2 up here. And we call that centimetres squared. So let's have another go at the next one. So on this one is our picture of SpongeBob SquarePants, and you can see that it has been split up into our centimetre squares again. So if I wanted to, I could just sit and count there, or remember, the quicker way, I've been given one side, which is 5 centimetres, and I've been given the next side 6 centimetres. Now I want you to try and work this out, and then see if we can get it, and then see if you can get the same as me, and I will do my working out over here. Okay, guys, pause. Okay. So I know that I've got 5 centimetres here, so I'm going to write 5, and I've got 6 centimetres down here. So I need to multiply 5 times 6. Well, my TT Rockstars, 5 times 6, I know that is 30. So I am going to put my 30 just here. But then remember, I need to write my unit of measurement after my 30, which is centimetres. And then, so that would be if I'm doing perimeter, but I need to put my little squared above. Or another way, if I wanted to work it out, that is the super quick way, and the year 4 level are doing it. But if you are struggling a little bit, you could just go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 2, 3, 4, 25, 30. So you could just count the squares if this doesn't quite make sense, but I think most of us can do it. So then our next one, this is quite a tricky one now. So this one does not have our squares, so we are going to have to do our multiplication method for this. So remember, I look at one side, so I've got 14, and I've got my next side, which is 20. 14 times 20. That's a tricky one. So I'm going to give you, I'm going to let you pause it now, guys, and see if you can work out a method in which you might be able to work this out. And then I can go through it and see if we get the right answer. Okay, pause. Okay, so a way that I would work it out personally, I know that 20 is, well, if I divide that by 10, it is 2. So I could do 14 times 2, which I know is 28, and I could do 28 times 10, which is 280. That is one way that I could do it. Another way that I could do it, I could split my 14 in, I could partition it. So I could put a 10 and a 4. And I could do 10 multiplied by 20 and then 4 multiplied by 20. Well, I know 10 multiplied by 20 is 200. And that 4 multiplied by 21, and that 4 multiplied by 2 is 8. I multiply it by 10, and that is 80. I can then add these two up to get 280. Or a final method that I could use, which is really year 4, year 5 level, I could use the associative law of multiplication. So I could split up one of the numbers and make this three numbers multiplied by each other and mix it around. So for example, I could have 14 times 10 times 2. And my brackets would go here. Then I could change this around and I could have 14 times 10 times 2. I have my brackets there. Well, I know that 14 times 10 is 140. 140 times 2 is 280. There are many different ways that you could work this out, but as long as that you get the correct answer, 280. Brilliant. And remember, when I put my 280, so I'll do it over here, I put 280. I do not just leave it like that. I need to write my centimetres squared after it. So guys, on our teams, there is 3 worksheets, and there is also a 4th, which is an extension. You can just complete one of them, or you can complete all of them. That is completely up to you. Number 1 is probably the most easiest, going up to number 3, and number 4, which number 4 is the extension, so that is going to be the hardest. Completely up to you guys. Ensure that you upload all your work to Teams. I'm excited to see it.